Tonight, a push is already underway to redefine ghost guns in Minnesota law, just a day after a Minnesota Supreme Court ruling said it is legal for people to carry them. The justices were split, but ultimately said state statutes rely heavily on a federal law that does not require serial numbers on privately built guns. Raya Katene joins us with more on the motions that are underway already to change that.
Yeah, it's only been about 24 hours since that ruling came out, and State Senator Ron Latz says that he will be introducing legislation next session requiring serial numbers on ghost guns in the state, saying, quote, "No one could have foreseen a world where you could print the parts to make a gun at home, but that is the world that we live in today, and our state gun laws need to reflect this new reality." Meanwhile, Republican Representative Paul Novotny says he expects this to be a topic of discussion, but that any change that, quote, strays from federal firearm statutes and would criminalize otherwise law-abiding gun owners is a non-starter. In a split decision, the Minnesota Supreme Court this week ruled that privately made guns without serial numbers, commonly known as ghost guns, are legal.
Well, my first response was, there's no way. It can't be possible.
Ramsey County Undersheriff Mike Martin oversees multiple violence prevention units and is paying close attention to the court's ruling.
I realized that we had a gap in our state statutes.
That ruling says Minnesota's law criminalizes possessing a firearm not identified by a serial number only if federal law requires that the firearm have a serial number. But guns without serial numbers, Martin says, are impossible to trace, easy to commit crimes with, and can easily land in the wrong hands.
We are seeing an increase in ghost guns that we're recovering on the street. Most of those are from young kids. I would say we recover 2 or 3 ghost guns a week. And there's been times when we've done search warrants where they were making these guns and selling them and recovered 10, 12 at a time.
Martin says kids and people prohibited from buying and owning guns are ordering the parts online or 3D printing and assembling them at home. It's hard to know, he says, how many ghost guns are currently in the state, but he's seen more and more over the past few years.
If I order a bunch of parts and make 10 guns and sell them to my friends or other people in the neighborhood, and then those guns are used in a crime, we can't trace that back. One ghost gun was used in 22 different incidents in the Twin Cities area, including 2 murders. How do we fix that and prevent this from happening again? Now, the Gun Control Act was passed more than 50 years ago, requiring guns to have a serial number. And in his statement, Representative Novotny says the state Supreme Court's ruling this week ensures that the thousands of Minnesotans who did own guns manufactured before 1968 did not become criminals overnight. Julie.
It is astonishing when you see video of ghost guns that they look exactly like any other type of gun manufactured, by a company somewhere. Do you think there is room? Did you get the impression that they may have a discussion on this, or could be some bipartisan support for this idea?
Definitely, and I mean that's actually what the justices said in their ruling, that it really should be up to the state legislators to decide this. But what that would look like exactly, we're going to just have to wait and see what state lawmakers what kind of agreement they come to.
All right, thank you, Raya.